they're actually, we think it through enough that, well, that cheese comes from crazy spiders or
Definitely
something.
rat cheese.
Rat cheese.
You heard it here first. You'll be able to milk rats.
We've internally we've done a bunch of exercises of like, what's the food chain, in certain areas of the underworld, who eats what, and what's an herbivore, do we have carnivorous plants, all that. Where in the underworld are things more dangerous and less dangerous.
Yeah. Well, but in these discussions, like, Paul is always the voice of sanity in these discussions, right? He's the one who's always bringing us back to, like, okay, but how does this affect the player's decisions?
Right? Sure.
Which is great. Oh, you're spelunking already?
I need food. I hope there's food down here.
Okay.
Good sign.
All right. So
yeah, this isn't dark.
There's trees, there's grass. Oh, there's a berry bush over there.
Why are there trees underground?
Nobody knows.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Speaking about
arbitrary.
Everything having to be rationalized and not arbitrary, like, this is not a game where that is the case, right? Like, there's trees underground. It's okay. It's funny though, right? Like, some of the things, like systems that that do sort of make more sense above ground in Don't Starve, right? Like, if you pick a mushroom, the mushrooms will regrow next time it rains. Okay, well, there's mushrooms in the caves, which is not surprising, but it never rains in the caves, so they never regrow if you pick them. So what's up with that? But nobody cares, right? Because, come on, how seriously can you take this game? And maybe someday they'll change that when they get around to it, but it's not the most important thing anyone has to deal with.
Right.
So they get a lot of advantage from a certain amount of whimsy in this game, where not everything has to make sense.
When you're underground, does the day-night cycle go away?
Yes and no, right? It's always dark underground, but the day-night cycle still exists for purposes of which mushrooms are out when, for example.
But you just can't see it.
Right. Like, you can tell that it's night upstairs when the blue mushrooms come out, right? How they know that it's night upstairs is anybody's guess. The one thing that is easy to tell is these spots, like Will's in here, where shafts of light come down from the roof of the cave. Those turn dark when it's nighttime upstairs. So there is a little bit of day-night cycle in the lighting in the caves, but only a little bit.
Night is coming.
Hey. Yeah, you might starve. There's plenty of spiders to eat, but the problem is that there's plenty of them. If you fight any of them, you're gonna. Oh, this one's not bad though. This is only a stage 1 nest.
Uh-oh.
Oh, berries. Eat the berries. Oh, smack himself with. Oh, no. Run away. Oh, now it's dark. Get your little lighter out so that yeah. Oh, good. There goes the forest. That might take out some of those spider nests, though. All right. And this is actually This is completely off the rails, but I love sometimes when when this sort of stuff happens, right?
Fire too.
Yeah. Like this is the stuff that's memorable when you have this desperate situation that you barely escape from. Yeah, and you're starving too. Oh, and you're almost out of hit points.
I'm not fired.
What is it, day 4? Well, you're immune to fire, right?
Yeah, but taking away all my resources.
It is taking away all your resources, yes. There's a chance that some birds and stuff would get caught in the fire if it weren't the middle of the night, but the birds won't be out. Because the birds get caught in the fire, they leave behind little morsels that you can eat.
From the chat channel, that was the most extreme reaction to arachnophobia ever.
Yeah. Spider!
Yes.
Burn down the forest! There's a spider in it! Oh, that's right, Will. You told me that you were kind of... Yeah. You have some problems with spiders?
The more legs,
The more legs, the worse it is. So it's really centipedes with me. So if it has more than 100 legs, I don't like it.
Rush,
You've discovered pigs.
Rustbite says the universal solution to everything, fire, lots of it. There's a golden rule of game development with that too, is that everything is always better with fire.
Will appears to be lost.
All right, should we start the betting pool? I'm thinking I don't think he makes it past day 6.
Okay, yep. I don't know if he makes it past day 5. Look how empty his stomach is.
Did you ever pick your boomerang back up again after it's smacked in the base?
no, I didn't.
Oh, so it's back somewhere in the middle of the burned out forest.
Do you have, can you make, nope.
You had left some traps for the rabbits when you were away.
Surrounded by delicious rabbits and no boomerang. Oh.
That's what you need right there. You need grass to make traps and sapling.
Yeah. But then you can't afford to wait for a rabbit to just stumble into your trap either.
I've gotten pretty good at pushing them in.
Yeah, you can scare them into the traps if you do it right.
You want to say hi, Dave?
Hello, Dave.
I don't know if anyone heard, but Dave said hi.
Dave's our lead artist.
Oh, should we show some of the stuff?
Sure.
Or should we wait until Will dies?
We'll wait until Will dies, and then we can show off some stuff.
Yeah, we have some.
If he dies early, we're going to need to fill some time.
Yeah, while he starts over or something. But yeah, we have some pieces that Dave's been working on that we want to show at some point, whether during this pitch or and one of these is a piece that that people have already seen in the newsletter, but there's some other stuff as well. All right. Oh, it was nice knowing you.
So much food around me.
The food is just watching you starve.
Well, that's bad placement. Go put it with,
Put it
there you
right
go.
next to a rabbit hole, and then
Now go chase him into it.
yeah, see if you can scare him into it. Go little rabbits. Nope. Oh, now you're starving. That's what starving looks like. All right, Chris wins this one. I thought he'd be more resourceful, but no.
All right.
You survived.
Well, Will.
All right. Don't starve, Will. It's called Don't Starve.
So first, let's take a look at our lich.
Right. So this is the piece that the people who've been following our newsletter will have seen. I think on Friday this was released, and longtime fans of Underworld will know this fellow, the lich from when he was seeing better days, the wizard Tibble.
He's no longer a wizard.
Well, he's still a wizard technically. He's just
Tibble? Is it Tibble or Tyball?
Tyball,
Is
Tibble.
it? I don't remember.
2 L's.
We didn't have a lot of voice acting in Underworld, so a lot of pronunciations were unclear. We had like the one little bit from it was actually Richard Garriott, Lord British, who voiced Baron Ulrich with the trademark mispronunciation of Stygian.
Awesome.
But on Friday we did release that we're going to have liches in the game, and that Tyball will be a featured lich.
That's right. Yeah. So what that means is still somewhat dependent on we have our upcoming stretch goal, right? We have the Necropolis of the Ancients coming up. So, just as in real life with species being dependent on loss of habitat, we'll see whether we have enough habitat for even more liches or not. But we're looking forward to the Necropolis. I think we can count on our backers coming through to some extent, right, backers? Anyway, that was my sales pitch for now. I'm terrible at this.
When it comes to liches, one of the things that I think I don't think we want to do is just have them be something that you run up and beat on. If we were ever going to say that this is a mini boss, which I hate that term.
Right.
These guys are pretty much mini bosses.
Yeah. They should command respect, right?
They should command respect. I don't want there to be a gimmick, though, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, and in this case, it's like obviously this is the case with Tibble, right? But like the liches in Underworld 2, right? Like they had like probably the best developed backstories of practically any of the NPCs in that game. Right?
Sure.
Because they're not the sort of thing that just grows on trees, right? Like you want them to have a story.
All right. So the other piece that we have is. Ooh.
All right, you want to tell us what we're looking at here? You've been in more of the meetings than I have at this point.
So this is what we're calling our visual bar. This is pretty much what we want a typical small room in the underworld to look like. There's no form as in is this an elven area or is this a dwarven area or anything like that yet. Just
right.
What we're playing with is space size, depth, and the color palette.
Right.
Obviously, we're not going to go with this much of a painterly look, but we are playing with this two-tone color thing going on, whether that's being green and orange or blue and purples or but it's something that we've been playing around with.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that comes across to me particularly strongly in this piece is the clarity of what all the light sources are.
Right.
Like a lot of games will just sort of like put lights in a scene to create a specific aesthetic effect, but like when you actually stop and look for where the light is coming from, it's not really coming from things.
Yeah, we're trying really hard to avoid that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible, but there is a stake in the ground that every light source has a logical thing emanating. We're not going to just do crazy point lights from here and there just to like get a mood or something. We're going to try to do it with real placement.
That would play into our idea that you can affect the environment around you. So if light sources come from an actual source, you can put out that source. You can cover it.
Yeah, and in fact, and this is a topic that we're not going to get terribly into today because it's far too big a topic to do that. But I've been doing design work on the spellcasting system, and people will remember the rune system from Underworld 1, where you're putting together formulas for spells, and the runes have particular meanings. So the formulas aren't arbitrary, right? They're actually sort of a language, right? And in this case, one of the things we want on our language is light, right? Another one is fire, right? So you have spells that can affect those in natural ways. That means that you're going to want the light sources in your world to be grounded, right? So if I have a spell that can extinguish lights, right, they need to be things that I can target, So, and in some sense, there's also some of the DNA of Thief in there, obviously, right, with the water arrows, being able to put out lights or being able to light them again with fire arrows, right? But there's some other effects beyond just like turn on, turn off that I've been starting to explore in the design of the spellcasting system.
And one of the creatures that we're already playing around with, and I won't go too spoilerific here, but he definitely plays with light and shadow in a way that I think is going to end up being fairly unique and fairly horrifying, actually.
Yeah. Up until this point, I can say I think it's safe to say that light and darkness has been about 80% of our discussion internally.
It's
Regarding the environment of the underworld.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not like the focus of any given discussion, like it's always part of the discussion.
Exactly.
Right.